Welcome everyone to the post-game show between for the Commanders taking on the Eagles. Final score 26-18. A little housekeeping before we break into this game. Give our thoughts and analysis. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to both of our channels. Follow us on TikTok. All three of our TikToks are in the link in the description below. Support our PayPals and turn on the post notification bell so that way you guys don't miss any more of these streams. Next stream coming up will be Bengals Chargers. Can the Bengals stay alive in the playoff hunt? So make sure to join us for that when we go live Sunday night. Now, this game. Look, I told y'all that the 7-2 was a mirage and that Washington beat up on the bad teams like they should have, and that the big test was going to come at the bottom half of the season. They're now 0-2 against in this stretch with teams with winning records. They lost to Pittsburgh and they lost to Philly.
I still maintain that loss to Pittsburgh was kind of a fluke because
Give me
one
one.
point.
Wait. Let him do his intro.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So anyway, yeah, like that again. I told you that this was the opportunity for Washington to get going. And again, they're 0-2. Now they got Dallas coming up next, but then after that, they have Tennessee and Dallas. But then what is going to happen when you face Philly again in Washington? Y'all got a lot of things to figure out because Jaden Daniels, the Eagles defense figured Jaden Daniels out tonight. And this is the first game that Dan Quinn got too cute for his own liking. That 4th and 2, instead of going for the field goal and taking the lead, he went for it and it backfired. You guys couldn't get to Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin didn't even get a catch until late third quarter, fourth quarter. So, you guys got to get something going because again, this performance, yes, you guys were up 7-0, but it's because of the running game. But then what happened when you guys couldn't run the football? You guys had to throw it, and Philly basically covered that all around. So you guys got a lot of thinking to do, and you guys got 10 days before you get back out there on the field. And I know you guys were saying, oh, we're mad after that 1-point loss to Pittsburgh. Well, I really want to know your excuse for this game because you guys, it was a little bit to be desired offensively. Defensively, the secondary surprisingly held up their end of the deal throughout the first 3 quarters. Okay, like y'all held Philly to 6 points. And then all hell broke loose with you guys letting Saquon Barkley run all over you. So, but those are my thoughts. Jason, Aaron, what are your thoughts?
When you said there's a little bit to be desired, bitch, there's a whole fucking buffet to be desired. Desired. I can't speak. My accent's getting in the way. No, I mean, ill prepared. Absolutely ill prepared. Bad game plan. Bad play calls. We were saying, oh, Nick Sirianni, that dumbass, he's gonna be making some play call decisions. Oops, karma, because that backfired because Dan Quinn, like you said, he got real cute. He got as cute as a furry fuzzy, and a furry doggy because, wow, was that terrible. And you know, all those YouTubers that were, oh my God, Washington's won 3 games. We're set. Yeah, reality's come back on you, huh? Ed Oliver, Rio Robinson, all you guys that were, ho, 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 guys, we've done it. No, you haven't. You guys didn't even fix your secondary in the trade deadline, by the way. You didn't do jack. Well, only one piece. Like, come on. I'm just saying, look, this was, a defensive dogfight, as Aaron called it. I call it an offensive clown show. Until the third quarter when the Eagles said, hey, by the way, we're playing football. Washington had no game plan. You're running the ball when you could just pass it. You guys can't stop the run. Washington didn't do anything tonight. Though that was garbage time scoring at the end. Very disappointing. Okay, fine. Let's say they beat Dallas in one. Boo-hoo, you beat Dallas, a sucky ass team. Can you go against the big dogs? You barely beat the Bears. You barely lost to Pittsburgh, but there's no such thing as barely in football. You gotta win it outright. Cause then the refs are gonna get in the way and then, the refs did this. And then this is gonna happen and that's gonna happen. Had you guys gone for that field goal, it could have been
maybe a different game. And here's the thing.
26-21 at the worst. And then you had 4 points. Oh, that's easy. We could just score a touchdown, right? And
it could have been worse, dude.
28-26.
And it could have been worse because Jake Elliott wasn't his normal self, missing 2 field goals and an extra point.
He left basically 7 points on the table. Yep. And yet that's still those were still opportunities that were not taken advantage of.
Yes, because Washington had good field position after those missed kicks, and they got 0 points off of those mistakes. And that's what I said in my preview, that they had to take advantage of mistakes, and they didn't do it. Like I said, they contained, the secondary contained as much as they could, but then when Dan Quinn did that on that 4th and 2, which, by the way, after being 9 for 9 on 4th down conversions, he is now 9 for 11.
9-11. Oh my god.
And those 2 4th down conversion, those 4th down misses came at a crucial point of the game.
It was costly. So. For sure. It was costly. And that interception by Jaden Daniels caught by what's his name?
Reed Blankenship, I think.
Reed Blankenship. He blanked him out. You can't throw an interception like that. Because then the Eagles came back and they turned it around on you. Aaron?
Well, the offensive line needs to be able to give him the vision, because I do believe that I wouldn't even necessarily say he threw it right to that defender as much as the defender undercut the route, and it was just a miscommunication. It was a miscommunication between the wide receivers for Washington and Daniels himself. I'd even go as far as to say Philly's corners just straight out physical the wide receivers for Washington. That's what I think.
And the offensive line left him very vulnerable. That hit he took in the first quarter, I think it was first or second quarter, shouldn't have taken that hit. No one's guarding him. Yeah.
Sacked 4 times. Sacked about 5 times. 5 sacks the Eagles had against Washington.
Well, they gotta have something recorded.
As you said, they're getting to the point where the big dogs are coming, and they have no answers.
Yeah, because let's see, they're 7-4 now, so they got 6 games left. At least they got 2 or 3 easy wins for the rest of the season, but again, that's going to be enough to get them into the wild card.
But here's the problem.
Barely.
Exactly. And I hate to interrupt, but okay, you barely get in the playoffs, into the wild card by a scrape of your balls.
And then you're gonna get bounced out by teams like, let me see, if you get the 5 seed, whoever wins the NFC West. If you get the 6 seed, let me see.
You're gonna get if you get the 6 seed, you're gonna wind up getting a division rival in Philly again.
Hey, nice to see you. Bye.
In Philly, not in Washington.
And in Philly, exactly. Yeah. Which I'd rather be embarrassed.
The only reason I'm saying that too where it is we saw as of Sunday night that Detroit is for real. Coming back from being down 13, coming back from being down 16 to beat Houston.
And throwing 5 interceptions.
Exactly, yeah. But point being is they're 8-1. Which is the best record they've had since 1956. And Detroit's for real.
There's some hungry cats.
Yeah, honestly. If Dan Campbell doesn't Dan Campbell himself, the buzz saw is real.
Well, and that's the thing is the fact that they have that grit. and that comeback and that, whatever. Washington can't, let's say they get far. Let's just give them, let's give them the fact that they got to the NFC Championship and they beat the 40. First off, you're not beating Debo and Brock Purdy and the 49ers. You just aren't. But let's just say you do, and you get to Goff and St. Brown and all those guys.
Hell, I don't think they're going to be able to beat Kirk Cousins and the Falcons.
Let's just say it. Let's just say they somehow, for some reason, got to the NFC Championship.
Like hell froze over.
Had hell frozen. Had the NFL gone silent for a little bit and forgot to look, and oh shit, they should have lost those 2 games. How are you going to play against a team like the Lions, who are this close to going to the Super Bowl again?
Every single day.
Had they gone for it, they would have been in the Super Bowl. So they're mad. You want to talk about a team that's mad? They're mad.
The Lions have the NFC on lock.
Yep.
This is part of the rebuild.
Yep.
This is it. And if you fail this year, it's sad. But this is the time for Adam Peters and Quinn and all them. And if Quinn even gets a chance, which I think he will, unless a better option comes around, this is the chance for Washington to go, okay, look, we kind of were shit. Let's go ahead and rebuild more. Let's get some better receivers.
Change the culture in the locker room. Because
that's right.
I told you about this during halftime. I said, what do the Chiefs, what do the Bengals, what do the Lions, and quite frankly, what do the fucking Rams all have in common? They did what was necessary to change their culture from a winning culture to a losing culture, and now look at them. Washington needs to follow suit.
Well, you mean losing to winning. Yeah, you're right. I mean, and if it takes 2 to 4 years to rebuild, fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Because, again, if this was Ron Rivera, we would have probably be 4-7, 3-8.
But see, teams are falling
2-10. What are you talking about?
Teams are falling prey to the idea that you have to win right now. Like, there is no tomorrow. Yes, there is a fucking tomorrow in the NFL. Do what you need to do and understand that you do the best you can until you hit that sweet spot where you start to hit your prime. The Lions are at that point right now. The Chiefs have fucking been at that point for fucking five years now.
And look, 49ers, their guys are coming back. If Kyle Shanahan himself, the 49ers could be a big-time team. I don't think they will. But here's
the Bills, for God's sake, the Bills.
Yep.
Hell.
The Ravens.
Don't be Patrick Mahomes. Well, the Ravens too. Yeah. But here's the thing too, is that you guys are the same old plays. This is what Kellen Moore had the problem of. Same damn plays. I could watch 5 pieces of tape from Washington, watch 2 of them and go, okay, I got it. Defense do that. Oops, it worked. Hey, that's not what you want. Your defensive schemes are awful. And you're not.
And I reiterate, look, Joe, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Joe Witt's doing fine." Yeah, he's doing fine, but he's not. He's the one that's calling plays. I want to see Dan Quinn call more plays. Honestly,
you want to know what Washington is missing. That I'm not saying that Washington was perfect back in the day, but the one thing that Jim Haslett did right that Washington seems to have lost the art and the ability to do, and that is disguise your coverage, disguise on defense, and make it so that offenses have a hard time knowing whether you're going to bring pressure or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good. I never thought of that. Yep.
Yeah, I never thought
Confuse
of that.
them. It's called confusion. Are you going to blitz me? Are you going to try and sack me? Are you going to come from all sides? Are you going to go 5 wide? What are you going to do?
Well,
are you going to run a cover 5 route? What are you going to do? I don't know. But hell, I'm going to. Oops, sacked. Oops, pick. Oops, tip. See what? You're right.
Well, and I'm gonna say something to give you guys sort of a visual context of it. You'll see safeties, you'll see defenders that will act as though they are bringing pressure, but then as soon as the ball is snapped, they'll back out, and that causes the offensive linemen to freeze up, allowing for defenders to get into the backfield and get sacks. You then have those same guys that will act as though they're going into coverage, and then they'll do a delayed blitz where they'll bring them, and there's not enough offensive linemen to account for those extra guys.
Mm-hmm.
That also would get them sacks. Visually, quarterbacks would get confused by the defensive look, and they would not realize what was happening.
Until they make that throw or attempt it, try and run, and they're all of a sudden on the turf for the grass. Yeah.
But the teams nowadays, and this is why I think, even though Washington had a losing culture, as far as Jim Haslett and the defense, it was before its time. Simply because a lot of teams now you're starting to see that have the elite defenses can do that. They can pick and choose when they bring pressure and when they don't, but make it seem like they're going to do the opposite. It's like if play action were on defense.
Ah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway.
So those are our thoughts for this game.